All right, guys, we're gonna be doing Joe is going to be doing some squats here, and he's gonna see how many body weight squats he can get in 1 hour. I'm gonna encourage him to pace himself out pretty good so he can continue through the whole hour. Was it day before yesterday that you did the push-ups? So the day before yesterday, Joe got 900 push-ups in 1 hour and 1 minute. But as I was telling everybody, we'll call it an hour. And if y'all need the information to sue me, I'll probably give you legal contact info. Just kidding. So he's going to get started as soon as he's ready, and he'll keep count, and I'll try to keep some count with him, and I'll be talking to you while he's doing this, and hopefully you'll see this is how you got to work, guys. You got to do different things.
I think I'll do sets of 20.
Is that what you got there? All right, so he's got 20. I believe he did most of the push-ups in sets of 20 as well. And the key is if you can't do but 10 of one thing, do 10 of one thing one time an hour, or one time every 2 hours or 3 hours, and you'll build up. There's always ways to build up. I thought that was 19 right there. All right. So he's got 40 now. And look, folks, all of you will critique. Some of you will say he's squatting too low. Some of you will say he's not squatting low enough. Some of you will say his feet are not far enough apart. Some people will say his knees need to be closer. Get off of that. This is he's doing these, maximizing his level with trying to get as many done as he can. Because trust me, he could put his knees together and squat down, lay down, and get up by himself from a flat position, and he could probably do 100 of those. There's always a critic out there, but it never fails. The critic always has as their profile picture a letter, usually within a circle, or either has a picture of a superhero, everything from a superhero to a car, and they're not putting anything out themselves. Or at least that you can go back, if you're being critiqued, that you can go look at. And the ones that do, they're given constructive criticism, and there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is a very beautiful thing, right along with fear. Fear is a very beautiful thing. Fear keeps you from burning yourself on a hot stove. Fear is a good thing, and constructive criticism is a good thing as well. You just have to know how to deal with it. But when I say constructive criticism, the constructive part has to go with the criticism part, because you would never know it. But I'm going to come over here. How many you got? So he's got 80 right now. You would never know it, but there are guys that can sit and do 80,000 of these in 5 minutes. Rumors has it on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram that there's 9 people on earth that can do 1 million of these in 1 minute. They just don't show themselves. So y'all get where I'm going with that. Don't fall for baloney. And keep in mind, he's just 16 years old. Keep your counts good, your count. So how many you got? 100? All right, we got 100. He's got to be to start slowing down eventually here. I want to encourage you folks to go to Enoch Burke. Just put in the search here on YouTube, Enoch Burke. And please, if you believe in freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of expression, whether you agree with him or whether you don't, whether you're woke or whether you're awake, I would hope that you would go over to Enoch Burke's channel and give them a thumbs up on some videos and a positive message, because this man, he is a school teacher in Ireland. They have run him out of his job. They've took his life savings. They have thrown him in jail previously, all because he refused to tell the little students that he teaches or has taught for many years to tell a little girl that he's a little boy, or to tell a little boy that he's a little girl. And he's refused those woke pronoun game things, which, see, that's my belief, is that it's a game, and I truly believe it's satanic, this woke mess. You may not believe as I do, and you know what? That's okay for you to have your opinion. But the problem is when you're forcing everything on everyone else. And when you're in school, you can't undo the whole science of biology. You just can't do it. So that's my stance on it. But if you believe that you should be able to express yourself as well, even if you disagree with him, go over there and give a thumbs up and give a message of support. We've got to have freedom in this world, freedom of expression, freedom of thought to mold opinions, and the liberty and freedoms to do and work for what we want to become or what we want to do in life. How many you got, son?
I got 160.
Okay, we got 160. So day before yesterday he did, of course we're not going to do this every week, but he got 900 push-ups in an hour, and so there's been days he's done 1,500 push-ups, but he hasn't done them all at one time or in an hour. There's been days where he's done 1,500 squats or better, and but not in sets at one time in 1 hour. So if you hear a crybaby in the background here, I don't know if I've got the mic on. Our German Shepherd Rocky is crying, wanting attention. We just took you out, boy. Now go on, go see Mama back there. Go see what Mama's doing. And if we walk down later, Joe, we'll stop by the vet office and get him a bone. Yeah, because he does need another bone. He needs one to chew on and content himself with. We're talking about Rocky, our German Shepherd here, whom you may see coming back and forth in the video. I don't know what in the hell is going on in our neighborhood here. Every time we go to do something or record something, we've got motorbikes all over, and this idiot pulled up in front of our house and just stopped and then went on. It's Columbia, folks. It's anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So how many you got? 200? All right, he's got 200 so far. How you feeling?
Good.
How many minutes you done them in?
10, 11 minutes.
Well, you hadn't been doing it 11 minutes because the video's 11 minutes, and I started talking.
This is 10 minutes and 55 seconds.
All right, well, yeah, okay. Well, it's 12 minutes and something here, so that'd be about right. Excellent.
Yeah, at this pace, I'll get twice as many squats as I did push-ups.
Well, we'll see. You may conk out before you get to the end of the hour. It's just not easy. And as the push-ups, you hadn't really sat and tried to dig deep for a whole hour to. But of course, we won't do this every week, maybe once a month or something. Maybe even once every few months, because it takes a lot of time away from other things that we have to do in our boxing portfolio. And I know these videos are really monotonous. It's hard to sit here and just watch a full hour of somebody doing the same thing, but if you a lot of you, most of you will scroll to the end. If I don't put up how many he's done in an hour, you'll scroll down to the end, and that's okay too, but you'll get the general idea, and you'll see he's really doing what we say he's doing. There's a lot of trickery online. And if you'll notice, he's not going like all the way down and touching his backside down near his ankles. There's a reason for this. When he's boxing, the style that he uses, he's going up and down that will go through the whole range of motions that he will actually, in fact, or does actually, in fact, use. So, and the premise behind this is if he has to do this, if he were in a 10-round fight and have to do this 15 minutes of dodging a quick guy, he'll be able to do it as much as he needs to do it. And we're trying to get through here. We've got more of a Cus D'Amato type cross to kind of an Eddie Futch type of thing. If you don't know who these guys are, you should go look these guys up, because they're my two favorite trainers of all time. But you do so much at one time of things, or know what your capabilities are in one extreme amount of time, that you get in the ring and it'll be way less difficult for you. We like to say it'd be certain things we won't have to worry about in the conditioning department because it'd be child's play. There's a lot more to this sport if you want to be a champion, if you want to be a national champion for your country, you want to be a state Golden Gloves champion, you want to be a world champion or an Olympic medalist, you're going to have to do a lot more than just go in that gym and do 25 or 50 push-ups and do 25 or 50 sit-ups and 5 minutes on the jump rope warming up and the sparring and the drill runs that they have. And I don't mean running, but you're going to need to be running as well. Running as well, jogging and sprinting and such. Or you're just simply not going to make it. And I look at a lot of these guys today, and a lot of my respect has, although I have respect for every champion, I have respect, folks, for everybody that gets in the ring and competes. So I don't want this misunderstood, but my respect in championship boxing over the past 5 decades, 5+ decades, has been it has not gotten stronger, it's gotten less. And it's because I know, folks, I just know when somebody's putting the work in and when somebody's not. And it's just all in what you want. If you want to compete, you can compete. You know, if you don't want to get no further than that, you'll be someone that someone else is competing against to step up a ladder. And if you're content with that, then by all means. But we're gunning for gold here, all sorts of gold. And that's why Joe is striving for excellence and in everything that he does. He drives for as much excellence, equal or greater, in his academics as well, because he knows that you need an advantage in every aspect. And most of this is your work and your ability to gain knowledge in all sport and all academic, business, and trade endeavors. Of course, when I was in school, it was before the U.S. Department of Education was enforced, and we had teachers that told us, some of you are going to be a garbage man, and just be the best garbage man that you can be. And if that's what you end up doing, be the best one you can be. There's advantages to every single thing that you do, all trades, all works, what people call professional things. I tend not to label things like that in the working world because you can be a damn well good professional electrician, plumber, painter, house painter, garbage man, horse stall cleaner. You can be a damn good professional at that. And somebody that's had a boatload of education and wasted a lot of money, I don't have a boatload of education, but I sure wasted a lot of money on it. And I hope to waste a lot more on Joe, but And I hope his is not wasted. But the point I'm getting to is that you just have to have the motivation and the drive and the unwillingness to quit. You got to keep moving forward. And in the pursuit of excellence in anything that you're trying to do.
$380.
Okay, he's got 380. How much times went by?
19 minutes and 40 seconds.
How you feeling?
Good.
All right. And of course, Joe does some weight squatting too. What he likes to do is get on that machine where you are pushing up and where you're pushing the weight up and you're actually on your back. And but he'll do some barbell squats as well. And squats and sprinting, I'll take you through it. Leg press, leg lifts, leg presses, barbell or dumbbell squats, jumps, and sprinting clicks on the mechanism to produce more testosterone in one's body, and that helps one's strength in the moment and overall, and helps one's muscularity, and just helps one every which way around. It helps in ways that are beyond my level of understanding.
$420.
All right, 420. And if you do these things, you know, things like this, things as in, let me see how many of this or that I can do throughout the day. These things they build champions, folks. And he's just 16 years old, and he's working as hard as many of these top tier professionals when they're in training camp. The thing is, Joe's doing this year round. And we haven't seen a lot of people working like this. Mike Tyson worked like this. I know that factually. And there's many that didn't work like this and won championships, and you would know their names, but they're not as clear in mind and body as Mike Tyson is in his 50s right now, approaching his 60s. A lot of these guys, they'll get down to what weight they need to be at, and 2.5 months, they'll train really hard. About a week before a fight, they lighten up tremendously. And then after the fight, they'll take 5, 6, 8, maybe a year off. And that's just more destructive on your body. And the ones that do that have the punch drunkenness that others, that the ones that were consistently working didn't get. And doing things like Muhammad Ali used to harp on all the time. Get your ass into bed early. Get your ass up early. Be doing and working, you know. Of course, when he would lay off too, and he had some big major layoffs there, and he would get in the ring out of shape, and he paid a tremendous price for that and fighting when he shouldn't have been fighting. There's guys now, when you've got a sitting world champion belt holder that a few fights before the belt was given to him, and I believe the belt was just handed to him, it wasn't a tournament, a heavyweight belt holder. I don't know what it is, these people on these motorbikes out here. But that someone that a few fights before he got handed a world championship belt, quit because he got punched in the eye, and then hadn't even defended the belt because he got a cold. And, you know, there's a lot of excuses went on with that kid, and I've been around for many, many decades, and I can take, you know, you don't judge all books by their cover, but I can take one look at a guy and I can say, no, this guy ain't got the heart, you know. When things are going good for this guy, he's the biggest guy on the block, but the least little bit of adversity he starts to getting up on, and he's a quitter. And I don't like that. And I can spot it, and I spotted it in him. And this killing boxing in it's the IBF, the International Boxing Federation champion, and that guy should not be champion. And really, that belt should have been stripped from him in a tournament. Well, when it got stripped from Usyk, there should have been a tournament called, and there should have been 4 guys in the division trying to fight for that belt. But, you know, it's all about money and politicking, and I hope, I hear all this gossip about the boxing, and I know Dana White's getting involved. I keep hearing that this Turki Al Sheikh, or whatever his name is getting out in 18 months, which should be 17 months by now. Then he's going to be out of boxing, and this is, you know, that Dana White's going to, I just don't know how any of this is going to work out. None of these boxing news channels know as well. We really like Paulie Malignaggi, but, you know, one day he's saying, well, you know, I'm getting information that's saying this. And then 2 days later, oh, well, I'm getting information that's saying this different thing. And he's not lying to us or anything. I'm not saying that Paulie doesn't know his stuff, because he does, but I'm just saying it's so confusing when someone like that is presenting the chaos to you. That, and if these former belt holders can't figure it out, and promoters ain't cutting loose or can't figure it out, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. But anything would be better than just stripping someone of a belt and handing it to another guy. And I'm not a big fan of anything really since the National Boxing Association, the NBA, was turned into the WBA. And, you know, there was no tickled pinks going on when one of our favorite champs, Sonny Liston, but that he was just handed that WBC inaugural belt. And then, you know, since you've had those two belts, but one thing I will say, after Ali, when the WBC stripped Ali, they held a tournament. And Larry, maybe Kenny Norton won. I'm hoping memory serves me correct here. And then Larry Holmes beat him. And then we had Larry Holmes as WBC champ for a long time. But when I was kind of closer to the WBA and what went on there through Ace Miller and Big John Tate. And they had a tournament and they had 4 guys fight. And you had Leon Spinks, Jerry Coetzee, another South African, I forget the gentleman's name, and I need to go look that name up in respect to that guy and give that name out. And then you had Big John Tate, and they were fighting one another, and John Tate won the one out. So, and that's what they need to do today. You don't just strip somebody and hand the damn belt to another guy. Nothing about that seems right to me. Now, if you're in a younger generation, if you're Gen X or Gen Z or whatever, maybe that's some normalcy to you, but it's not normal to me. I mean, you got
600.
It's got
30 minutes.
630 minutes. Let's see if he'll hit 1,000 here.
At this pace, I'm going to hit 1,200.
Well, let's see. We'll see what happens. Just take your time with it. You got the time. So you got how many now?
600.
630 minutes. All right. And guys, if you think this is easy, give it a try. I'll tell you who else over the years, old school anyway, even when wrestling was steroided up, everybody was a big muscle guy. What these guys could do most of, and all the traveling that they did before there was just one, the WWE, there were territories all over the world, and these wrestlers would travel to each territory. And I'm not trying to compare a professional wrestler to a professional boxer. This wrestling is not real in the aspect that they're really getting in there, really competing and being pounded on. Yeah, although they are subject to many, many injuries, and they are great gymnastic acrobats, most of them. But to keep in shape, even through that big steroid period, this is what they'd do, because they could always do this in the hotel room. And you will hear everyone from Ric Flair to Hogan to Harley Race to Steve Austin, all these guys talking about they'll say you get your ass in that hotel room even if you come in drunk, because most of them were partying like crazy. They'd be up at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to squeeze in 500, 600, 700 of these. We show a lot of dumbbell work that Joe does, and I don't want you to get confused and think that you should necessarily be going and doing every single thing that Joe is doing. People's bodies are different. People's chemical and physical and spiritual makeup are at different levels and different makeups, and you don't want to just do what the other guy did. You've got to figure out what you got going on and find your weaknesses and build on them more than you do your strengths. And that is a huge thing today I'm seeing as well, If someone can do a boatload of push-ups but can't do sit-ups, they'll be doing more push-ups than they're doing sit-ups. When in actuality, you should be doing more of what you can't do, or more of what is problematic to you than what's coming easier to you. And there's been a lot of pain going on up in around here. Joe moves around. He moves like Tyson. He goes into a full-on peekaboo style at times. And that little, what you see him doing now, we're going side to side there, you will not believe how stressing that is on your back. So Joe has done a lot of back work, There has been tens of thousands, if not hundreds. Well, there has been hundreds of thousands of back work exercises going on with him. Because that side-to-side movement that Mike Tyson did, Joe couldn't do. About nobody can do it. Everybody's complaining, my back, my back, my back. And you've heard us giving complaints. And, well, we had to take, a few days off here. Oh, well, we're going light on this because of his back. And we've worked through all that. And it has took a tremendous amount of blood, sweat, and tears to get through all that. And it's all in what you want, And Joe was like, no, I want to predominantly fight from the peekaboo style. And you will not believe he's still working at it. And the work that's going on with him. And I always tell you guys, the regulars to this channel, it's kind of cross between Tyson, a Patterson, Jose Torres, Joe Frazier, and Tommy Morrison. It's a kind of a mix of all that, and we fit it to him and his strengths and his weaknesses. And that's what you got to do. And I never would have thought that I would have been helping my son fight in a style that he fights in. I was taught a way different style. Well, you guys hear me. I come from the guys that were up Ace Miller's Fanny and who produced world champions, a world heavyweight champion, many amateur champions, Olympic champions, and I wasn't taught to fight how Joe fights. We were fighting more of a, if I had to lay it down, more of a, and then I'll get on to why I love Eddie Futch so much and respect the hell out of that man. But I was fighting more of a straight up type of early mid 70s Cuban heavyweight type style. Of course, the Cuban teams didn't have everybody fighting like that, but more of a Teofilo Stevenson type thing. And to the Eddie Futch thing, Eddie Futch trained several great champions. And God bless him, because these guys would get him in to fight a certain guy so they could beat a certain guy, and then they'd get a little tired of it and they'd let Eddie Futch go. Or they'd get tired of hearing him saying, hey, you got to put this work in, or yelling at them, or things like that, and they'd let him go. And without fail, they'd all go down the tubes. They'd get rid of Eddie Futch, and then that I'll go to hell in a handbasket. You don't want it. You need people around you that you ain't telling you everything you want to hear. You need to hear the brutal truth of it. And when you ask a fellow to come in, because you know you're going to be fighting this one guy, and if you bring somebody special in, you must know right at that point, there's questions of, hey, can I beat this guy? And Eddie would go to these fighters like that, and then Eddie would carry him over the finish line, and not all of them, but I'm just saying on experiences that I've heard that let Eddie Futch go. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Mr. Futch was standing up in here, he'd be commanding the area that he was be surveying. And I would guarantee you that. And you got to realize and know that there's levels to this. And I can name off 3 or 4 different guys that, you know, if they come up on and want to work with Joe, I would certainly say, yeah, oh yeah, please do. We're welcome to have you. We'll pay you well, and go see what you guys can do. How many you got?
800.
800. How many minutes is it?
40.
In 40 minutes, 800. Okay.
If I keep this pace, I'll have 1,200.
All right. Well, that's a good thing to shoot for. I like it how you're doing it now and how you did it with the push-ups, where you're not trying to get as much as you can done in such a short period of time, because it'll that won't be good for you. You're not coming through? Where are you going? What are you going to do? Stand here for 30 minutes? You didn't come on through. You're not going to stand there for 30 minutes in that room. That's crazy. Come on through. He's taking a break. Come get in front of the... Sorry about that. And that's rather I'd have you to do them, Joe, with your hands up. How many you got?
840.
840. Yeah, son, keep your hands up when you're doing it instead of out, because I just left you alone. But when you put your hands back up, it made me think about it, and it's best to keep your hands up. We do Mike Tyson squats, where Joe will put down one card in a deck of a card, then right beside it he'll put 2 as he's squatting down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, and then he'll go down and pick them up. And that's really how he started doing these body weight squats. And it is not necessary for something like this, unless you're trying to build some sizeular strength in this, to have any like a weighted vest or anything like that on. A lot of these guys today, I see them going around with these vests, and I don't know. We would run with some ankle weights on, We'd put some wrist weights on. We'd take girl dumbbells. Well, they didn't have them back then. I guess maybe they did, but I wouldn't have known nothing about it. But those little pound to a pound and a half, 2 pound little dumbbells, and use them. But and you know what? We didn't have those back then. We were just using dumbbells that you'd have to put a 1.5 pound on each side, and I guess we were using 4 pounds, or either just using the dumbbell itself, the little bars itself. But we would put the weighted wristbands on and weighted ankle bands, but I never put any weighted vest on, and I never saw them, but I'm sure some folks were using them. But we don't work like that. But you know what? Maybe we try it, and if it works out good, maybe we do it. There's a huge variety of ways to do things, and different things work better for different people. And that's the key to this. It's not sitting there and listening to a trainer. We've got guys, for example, all the gyms that we go into that have all this weight equipment in there. Somebody will come over and they'll say, well, you're doing too much at one time. And Joe will tell them, I'm not doing what you do. I'm not sitting here trying to get as huge as I can, or this or that or the other. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I box. And they're like, oh, okay. No, well, yeah, that would seem to reason what you're doing. And so it's just many different ways of doing things for different results, you know. And of course, if you're a boxer, the last thing you want to do is put on so much muscle that you
Can't move.
That you can't move. You got no flexibility about you. It slows your speed down. And then on top of that, the biggest thing is zaps all your oxygen, and you don't want that. That's crazy as hell. And people take that, what I just said, to an extreme. One of them would be Angelo Dundee. And Angelo Dundee would, you would go down there at 5th Street or wherever he would be at, and maybe he'd come to you if you were Pinklin Thomas or someone, or Sugar Ray Leonard, but that man would not allow, wouldn't let dumbbells in the gym. You had bags, you had medicine balls, you had some weighted sling balls, you had a variety of different things, but there were no weights in his gyms. And I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. And he would raise Cain if he saw one of his fighters lifting weights. Now, we do some weightlifting, but it's not powerlifting or anything of that sort. It's very low weight and high reps. There's some strength aspects that we do. If Joe will lift a good amount, he won't max out with it, but he'll, if he's doing barbell military presses, he'll slap a 45 and maybe a 10 or a 20 or 25 disc on each side right along with it. But he's not doing that very often, and he's doing that for a specific reason. Because you don't want to get so bulky that you're zapped of your energy. Now, I'll tell you something, if a fella, and this is beyond me why they don't do it, if you've got a young fella that wants to just get all the way up to the state Golden Gloves in his state, or get up and win a nationals, or even just to get an Olympic medal. And he knows that that's it. He is not going to turn professional. I don't know why more of those guys are not doing more weightlifting, because you only have 3 rounds to go. So, you know, if that were the objective and the sole objective, with a perfect intention of knowing you're not going any further, I'm not saying you'd be powerlifting, but I'm saying maybe if someone's just going to compete in amateur, maybe they're in some of the younger age classes, and they know they're not going to do it no further. Maybe they love football, and that's what they want to do. Those guys should lift more than what we do around here. I'm just saying there's stages to this. There's no one complete, exact way to train in boxing or in MMA or American football. You know, every single NFL team you see, they play differently, using the strengths that they have and to cover for weaknesses that they have. And these teams are different and things like that. So that's the thing I believe that's being missed most nowadays. You see, and especially in a lot of these, well, I won't say, well, I will, I'll say in some of these weight classes, you look at it today and every single top 10 guy is fighting stylistically the same exact way. And boy, it just, wow. Back in the 60s and 70s and through the 80s and in the 90s, people had a variety of different ways they fought. How many you got, son?
940.
940 in 52 minutes. Well, you'll get that 1,000.
Oh, 1,000 is not a big deal. Let's see if I can get 1,200.
Well, I think 1,000 of about anything in 1 hour, going constant at it with brief periods of moments of rest here like you're doing is not bad at about anything. It's impressive, yeah.
But what's more impressive than 1,000? 2,000.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So I need to double my output.
Well, you keep working on it. It'll double. And we'll hear about it. We've got a couple of former heavyweight world champions that look at our channel, and when they breeze by us sometimes, we'll either get, damn, I couldn't have done that when I was your age, or we'll get, you know what, by a year from now, you'll be doing twice that much, or you'll be twice better at this or that. And we're thankful we are being watched by not a lot of people, but the people that are watching us are of good quality people, and we're very thankful. We're thankful for anybody that's coming to watch us. Let me tell you, sitting here and listening to me, a lot of people tell me it's like pulling teeth for me to get the words out, and they'd be about right. And that makes me madder than a hornet when somebody tells me that crap. And, but the thing is that it takes a champion to sit and go through it, watch all this. If you can watch it all, you can do it.
What else?
All right, we got
I won't be
to,
able to do what else.
got to,
I don't have enough time.
well, go for 1,100 or 1,050.
But if you possible to do 200 squats in 5 minutes,
I don't think so, but just do what you can. You just build upon it. And now keep in mind, Joe did a bunch of reflex bag work before he jumped on this. We'll put a shorter something on, showing a brief glimpse into that. And if you want to watch a channel of somebody going round after round after round, throwing different combos that can show you a good way of doing things and motivate you, go over to Weekend Warrior, the Weekend Warrior. I think it's Weekend Warrior Boxing.
yeah.
And go over and watch him because he's a good guy. And he'll sit and take you through 15 rounds. And he's a motivator. When he gets in there and starts to do it, he'll give you something like, you know, I wasn't gonna do this today. Oh gosh. And he'll go in and do more on the days he don't really want to do nothing. And he'll tell you about it, and he's honest about it. I know him. We know him. Me and Joe know him personally. So he has thoughts of, I'll say laziness, but that ain't the correct word when you get into this sort of stuff. But has thoughts of to not do. And those are the days he seems to do more. And that's what you got to do. You got to go on the days you don't want to go. How many you got?
1,157 minutes.
All right. Well, let's see what you can do.
Would you believe if I told you I've been holding myself back this whole time?
Well, you've been holding back to go. You can keep going you can keep going if you want to. You can stop. I'd stop at the 1 hour because I don't know nobody's going. You can keep going though. I'll stop the video at 1 hour, but you want to keep going. Anybody that sit and watch all this, they'll say if that kid did 1,000 more or 500 more, I believe him.
$1,120.
Good job. Yeah, folks, we ain't whistling Dixie when we're telling you he's done this or done that. You know, just because you ain't seeing it, don't
I'm not doing it.
don't mean he's not doing it. And there's so much work that goes on with him that we don't even mention. And really, I don't like showing much of the stuff that we do because I don't want nobody to. He may be able to get in, have a match on the. I think it's April 27th.
Yeah.
Yes, 27th. If he gets in that, I may get on here and tell you, well, here's how I know this is going to work out. But here's what I'll tell you. What round he knocks the guy out or the guy quits in. But I'm not sure if I'll even show you that or not. Start showing everybody everything you're doing and they'll work to try to figure you out. And that's the good thing about when we get back to the U.S. with whoever he's fighting, we'll be able to
We'll make it on time.
check online. And how many you got?
12,160 in 59 minutes. I need to give out 40. Can you look at the time?
Mm-hmm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, 37, 38, 39, 40. All right, that was an hour and 9 seconds. He made it. So he got 1,000 in an hour. And like you said,
1,200 an hour.
1,200 in an hour. So like he said, he was like, I was holding myself back in the beginning, you know. So maybe he could have got a lot more than this in the 1 hour. But give this a try. If you can't do but 5 of them, that's great. If you can do 1 of them, that's great. Do 1 of them every 10 minutes. This is something you can do even at work. You know, if you stand, even if you had a desk or even if you're walking around, you can just do that and then continue walking, right? So, and do that, you know, or you got it where you can do 10 and do 10, and then the next hour do 10 more, and at the end of the day, maybe you got 120 of them, see, because you've done 10 every hour. And motivate yourself into that, and then you'll build yourself up, and your body will build up with it. And I don't know, really, I look at him on the camera here, and he don't show up as, he's a lot bigger than what he's looking. And I wanted to let you guys know, I mean, like this door back here, that door right there is a 10-foot tall door. These are big ceilings in here. And so when you look at him to the door, you think, well, it's a little guy or whatever. And no, he's big. And not bragging about that, I'm just letting you know because he's done a lot of work to build his body up. And he's very muscular. And you know what? You can do it. Anybody can do these things too. And so don't ever shortchange yourself. Take baby steps, work yourself up, be all you can be, and you'll get where you want to go. And we love you. And I'll finish this like I finish all these videos here. Christ is our King, our Lord, and our Savior up in this house. And we hope He is up in yours too. And we hope everybody has a great weekend.